Howdy, 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 ho! Anybody out there in the old Twitch chat, Twitch arena, Twitch area, Twitch position? I've probably got this coming out my speakers a little too loud here. Let me know if the mix is alright in your ears. Hope everybody can hear me alright. Music's not drowning me out and all of that nonsense. Alrighty. Oop, let me get my screen properly orientated so I can see all the pertinent bits of information and whatnot. Ostensibly, what we are going to be doing here is a crafting stream. Do. Alrighty. I have not quite set up my area here to the extent that I hope to, but we do have made some improvements to our general streaming setup here. I can now fool around with the keyboard. Hopefully this isn't overloading the computer way too much, and all the audio levels are okay. But today I'm gonna try. Before I was doing things where I was sitting on the floor and like working on this foot locker. I'm gonna try to have like more of a upright posture, sitting in a chair. It's much better for my back. I got a broken spine. Sitting cross-legged on the floor is just bad for me. It's much better if I can lean back a little bit occasionally, you know? But today, what the plan is, we're gonna try to get started on some puppets. Do a little bit of pre-crafting. I can't quite finish the a cloth puppet today because we are still waiting on our half-inch foam to show up. I've got some 1-inch foam, and I could use that for maybe some larger puppet parts or some smaller bits that I just need to cut off, like the hands and feet and stuff like that. I can use bits of that, so we might make some of those at some point if we get that far. But first things first, we've got to make a maquette. Figure out first thing we have to figure out what puppet we want to make first. I still haven't entirely decided what we want to start with for our 3D cloth puppet family here. If anybody has any suggestions, any ideas, what they want to see us go for initially. Obviously, the show is Bun Bun news, so we could dive right in and do a bunny first. That's obviously an option. And just to let y'all see what sort of options we have for materials here. We're gonna have to go with a pretty small puppet right now, unless I get a flood of donations. The materials I have, like the pieces of felt let me get this out of crinkly wrapper. Go away, crinkles. You're gonna annoy my audience. Alright. But we've got these squares of felt. I only bought 1 pack of them though, and I now realize I probably should have got at least 2. It does have... Are these different colors? Yes, they are slightly different. Yeah. I mean, it's got a couple of shades of pink here. So we could maybe do that for like a pig or something. Obviously, well, not obviously, you might not be involved in the process here enough, probably aren't, to know that our main villain, I mean, in the show, is going to be Habsburg Hog, who is a villainous capitalist tycoon who owns a news empire. But I kind of want to do his skin with some like stretchy corduroy. I want it to have a lot of texture to it. And I bought a bag trying to get some corduroy cheap, and I'm just not really happy with the fabric I got on it. So I'm still kind of looking for what sort of fabric I want to do on him. And plus, I'd like to go through a couple of, test puppets, get my skills up before I start making our main characters, So, I am willing to open up the floor to suggestions for what animal characters we should begin with on our puppet journey here. If anybody wants to pipe up in the old chat, toss out some sort of animal name or even whole character concepts. Like the general way we're gonna try to, spawn characters into the world. The base concept's gonna be, your animal, species, or breed, or whatever, and then you've got their former occupation before they wound up somehow working at Bun Bun News. The workers' own co-op, local news station in 1970s Philadelphia. Maybe not Philadelphia. I'm waffling on changing the location. I've never been to Philly. I don't know why I picked that initially. Might pick a city I know more about. Or I could just recruit some people under the main cast that are from Philly and have them write the inside jokes. I'm flexible. That's the whole thing with this entire operation is we are focused on flexibility and accessibility. We want to make it as easy as possible for somebody to jump into the show without needing a whole lot of, faff, onboarding. You don't need to read a book of lore or, watch, 20 hours of streams to catch up and be able to join the show as a guest. The idea is that you can pop in and be like, okay, hey, here, you hold the puppet up, the screen's gonna tell you a headline, and then you read the headline and then just start improvising details with your co-host. Just bounce stuff off each other and make stuff up, just we're riffing fake news from a socialist / communist / anarchist, whatever, a leftist perspective, a capitalist critique upon the decadence of our society and, whatever. But, yes, that's the general broad concept. So, we get an animal, we get a occupation, and we try to incorporate some of that into the character design, and we build a puppet, and then me or one of our cast members or a guest will come on every episode and join the crew. Planning on having 4 people doing puppeting on each episode, and 3 main cast members on, and then 1 guest is what I'm going to try to aim for. And I'd like to have about 8 people in the main cast, including myself, that kind of rotate around. We don't have to have everybody available for every show. Will make scheduling a lot easier, and it'll put some variety into the voice acting, and the people on the show don't have to consistently play the same character. It's perfectly fine to just come up with a new idea, mock up a quick puppet and switch things up. We want everybody to have as much creative flexibility as we can within the framework of the show. All right, I'm doing a lot of talking, not a lot of crafting, but such is the way. All right, now to start off with, I need to make him a cat, and I have 2 options for this. One of them is a lot messier than the other, and but the other one involves me going inside the house to steal a roll of tinfoil. I can either take these, I've got these crafting foam blocks, and I could try to carve the model out of this, but that would absolutely cover the inside of my tent with foam dust. Horrible mess. This is the sort of thing you need to do in a very cleanable space, and there's a lot of places and stuff that foam dust could get stuck to. So I think I'm gonna run inside the house real quick and jack a roll of tinfoil, and we'll just do a foil crimp maquette, because we don't need it to look good. What we're just trying to do is get the basic shape of the final puppet, and then we're gonna cover it in some masking tape and to get the pattern shape, and then cut it off and lay it out flat. So what we need to do is create something in the shape of the final puppet that we can get the general pattern shape off of to make our final patterns. And since our materials we have to work with are relatively small, like our these are all scrap fur pieces that I got, and they're all real small, so I could probably only have enough of these to use for like trim and stuff. Make the rest of the body out of these if we can, and we'll probably have to do like, we're gonna be working on a small scale for now until I can get more materials. So what we're gonna want to do is probably make our maquette just full size instead of bothering to make it half size and then scale it up. Since we're gonna do I think we're gonna do a foil maquette here. We can just like shove some crumpled up paper in the middle if we need to bulk it out or something. That'll be fine. But that means I do have to run into the house and grab the foil, because I always forget something. I will be right back. There. Vic, entertain the people. Yeah, sing a song or something. I did not plan any way to prop this up. Nope, that's not gonna work. Here, just stand right there. You're doing fine. You're doing fine, kid. You're a star.
Oh, Willow. You really do know how to flatter a girl.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that voice. I haven't picked out a voice for Vic yet. Yeah. To be honest, Vic's probably not going to come out much in the show. She's very unwieldy. I didn't really design this very great, and she's kind of at a little bit of a large scale for how I think I'm going to be designing the rest of the puppets. Like, she's a little big. I think I'm going to be making, especially with these huge ears, but she was an experiment, and she's made out of cardboard. I didn't have proper materials, so I don't have a proper shoe that's missing. Oh, there it is. It is quite chilly, so I'm having to insulate myself up a bit. Be right back. I am back. Sorry. That took way longer than it should have because somebody had moved the aluminum foil well far afield of the room it was supposed to be in. Yes. So, that was an adventure. If I knew it was going to take that long, I would have put up the be right back screen. Well, I'm sure everybody clicked away now. Let's see. Let's hit the old refresh on this, see how we are doing. Yeah, cool beans. Looks like we've got the old Ko-Fi bot watching us and nobody else. Let's get my, let's get my temperature situation appropriate now that I've overheated myself. I'm so sensitive to temperature variations these days. Getting old. Let's sit this over here. Oh, I'm dropping my fur everywhere. Let's redo our post with a preview because I forgot to smash the button. Oh, nope. Load it right, blue sky. There you go. Bam. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get anybody to pop up in here and put their 2 cents in. Let me adjust my audio levels here. I can't hear my own music keyboard. If I turn oops, that's the wrong slider. If I can turn the old pretzel down, I can turn turn that down a little too much. Now I can't hear it. Now, it does occur to me that I haven't turned any noise cancellation on the mic since I'm routing it through FL Studio, so it'll be in sync with the keyboard. Yeah, not that I'm doing a music stream today anyway. It doesn't really matter. But I do probably maybe want to. Probably put a noise cancellation on the mic since I'm not singing. Let's see. Yeah, let's noise suppression. There we go. All right. Let's see. Does that sound a little cleaner? Have we cut out all of the noise from the fans and heater and air filter and all that. Hopefully you're having a little bit of a better viewing experience. Now, I'm a little confused by the viewer count because I've got StreamerBot loaded, and it's like it's got a thing where it shows who's watching you, and it shows it's got this little checkbox, hide not present, and it's supposed to update like every minute, the way I've got it set at least, and it's showing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 names total right now. But if I go into OBS and I hit refresh on the Twitch stats doc, it says I have 1 viewer, like, which is a bit like odd because I shouldn't like when I look at, well, I guess one of them does does my mod bot not count? Bun Wrangler? I haven't really set StreamerBot up to do anything yet. I struggled so hard to get it even hooked up. I know I still haven't started doing any crafting because I still haven't made a decision on what animal I want to make. I guess I could just do a bunny first. What color bunny do we want to do? Got good bunny colors. I feel like would be black. It's kind of brownish gray, white. Got a brown here, lighter brown, beige, tan. These would all work okay. The rest of these are a bit far afield of natural colors for my taste, personally. I'm not gonna tell anybody they can't have a bright orange and green polka dotted bunny if they want to in their puppet. Like, you do you, fam. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do like more natural appearing like colors for like fur and pelt and stuff for the animals, but maybe do more wild and wacky stuff for like hairstyles, like make it look like they're dyeing their head hair or something. Or other patches of hair, I don't know. The rainbow fur I have here is mostly spoken for already because I told my niece I would make her a unicorn puppet, so we do need to work on that. But I didn't really want to start on that one first. I wanted to knock out at least 1 or 2, you know, warm-up puppets before I started making gifts for the family. So, let's wrap this stuff back up. See what fur trims we could put with these. Bunny. And the black. This is kind of pinkish, but it, I don't know if I would want that on a bunny. Red, orange, green, blue. Yeah, all of these are pretty unnatural. It's basically black or white that I've got appropriate fur trim for. Yeah. A little bit more white than black. So maybe, well, I was just gonna use the fur as like trim, like maybe on the back of the ears, you know, a little bit like on the cuff of their arms. Just give them, you know, the hints of floof. But all right, we'll keep those as options here. I don't think we'll do that. So. Ooh, it's time to do a little dab. Alrighty. Woo, let's get them brain cells firing, folks. Yeah. Let's get them creative juices flowing. What do you say? Gotta get that brain lubrication. Makes you all slippery. Oh, wait. That was loud. I put all this padding on all of this surface up here so I could set things down without them being loud and clunky. And then I set up this dumb little folding table. There's already, one of the surfaces is a dumb little folding table already that I put pad all over it, and now I've retreated away from it because it's covered in stuff. And it's got stuff on it all attached to cables and whatnot. Yeah. So yeah, I think we will stick with doing either a white or black puppet. Or a combination puppet. We could do a black and white spotted rabbit. It's an option that adds a lot of complexity I honestly don't want to deal with. So maybe not. We could maybe do one with like countervening black and white areas. I mean, kind of like we did here with the black inside the ears and white on the outside. Like, but decisions, you know? All right. Loose ball to get started, you know. Wastes too much foam or too much aluminum foil, you know. Malleable structure. It's gonna be a bit loud, probably. Give this character kind of a, you know, like a thin, tallish face. Put a little bit of a snout on it, you know. About at a scale. There we go. And then make a decent little. Like I said, we're having to do a bit on the small size. But I think this will. Actually, we're gonna need to go about just like an inch out. Yeah, we're gonna need to go up a little bit more. And part of the reason I'm like pre-crinkling the foil, it helps to puff it out a little bit and give it a little more thickness, but also it makes it so that if that ends up being your final layer, the tape doesn't stick to it as much. It's really just touching a bunch of individual points instead of like laminating itself to surfaces, so it's easier to like peel off after you cut it and you're trying to get the whole thing undone. Not that you know, masking tape is like a laborious chore to get undone, but this on the other side. Get it in the shape we want here. Different shapes. We're gonna re-wrap it around in on itself so it's got more of a solidish surface towards the outside. And I think we might add another piece around the bottom. a roughly rabbit head shaped blob, I would say. Good enough for our purposes. Let's see if we can bring it up. Let's see. You can see better what we got here, what we're working with. I got these like two dents in here with a little ridge, you know, where this is where the eyes are gonna go. You know, we got our little muzzle on the front here. We're gonna probably cut the mouth right in here and have that flapping open. And like this is a very on the very small end of the scale of what you can do for a hand-in puppet, but you know, lack of materials. If you would like us to make much bigger, more impressive puppets, well, there's there's the URL over. Boy, I'm not doing that right. Yeah, there we go. There, right there. Look at that. There's the thing. Or just bunbun.news/co-fi. I think that's the right URL. Yeah. Oh man, I don't have my. I just realized I've got the other bottom marquee going and not the one that tells you what song's playing. Not that I think anybody cares, but let's here. And I don't actually have to give attribution for the music because I do pay Pretzel, but I went through the trouble of doing up this whole bottom visualization system. No, it's not doing the visualization. Go to here. There we go. There, now you got a nice little visual indication of the bland, generic, boring background music going on over there. Fun. Excellent. Amazing, exciting, excellent. So yeah, I think we'll go with that. It's fine. Part of our vibe here at Bun Bun News is being kind of janky and not very like polished. So if our rabbits are shaped a little weird, it's fine. It's actually on purpose, kind of. So you don't need to stress about making it like anatomically correct. Like we're doing shit post improv. So just vaguely try to get the impression across of the animal you're going for. Or don't. I'm not your dad. Unless Delilah's watching. Hi. Almost assuredly my child is not watching me. If they wanted to be involved in this, they could walk out here and join. I mean, they are actually involved. They've been helping quite a bit, but they're not as naturally inclined towards the spotlight as I am. Indeed, that is all fine. All fine. We're all our own people. Not everybody needs to be a clown. What am I looking for? I don't know. Let's just get to work on this. I really need a new roll of masking tape. This is not very sticky, which is kind of good for this, but I still just need a new roll of masking tape. I really should have got half-inch masking. In fact, I think what I might do is cut this into strips. Where's my scissors? Looking for my scissors. Looking for my scissors. Looking for my scissors. Trying to find my scissors. Looking for my scissors. Scissors. There we go. I've got it on the blues channel today, so hope you all enjoy this blues music. Blues that sounds like a some sort of term for blue balls. Bluesack. Oh man, come on, girl. I got Bluesack so bad. Yeah, come on. Oh, I'm about to burst over here. Come on. What am I gonna do with this Bluesack? Yeah. Come on, honey. You know you would enjoy it. Oh, come on. Help me up with this Bluesack. This is gonna make things a bit more laborious, but easier in the long run, I think. It really does not want to stick. I do have thinner strips. Thinner than I wanted. Let's try going with these. My brightly colored ones. I didn't want to waste all these, but let's see. Let's go with blue. Try this. This is gonna be a lot of damn tape, but I think this technique will work. Go around it in the opposite axis, I think. Like spiral up from the bottom, but I think this is going to give us a pretty decent coverage. Keep this alternating spiral pattern here. My 1/2-inch tape. rest of that. So. We out there? Hello, hello. Nano, nano. Sorry, I'm not talking much. Kind of focused in on this, wrapping. This thing in tape. Using like most of the spool, but getting her done. Alright, now. Now, we've got this covered. As you can see here, I got it completely covered in tape. But since we did it all vertically, if I tried to cut this apart, I have a strong suspicion it would completely fall the heck apart. And we wouldn't be able to get a good pattern transfer from it. So I'm gonna drop my mouse on the floor. And then what I'm gonna do is spiral up it like this. Try to get it all bound together more cohesively in two directions so it won't delaminate sideways when I cut it off. I'm not going to do the bottom since that crosses over itself so much. So we're going to start about here and spiral our way up. Choo-choo. We're going to use up like this entire roll of tape, but we'll get a pattern out of it. And we can reuse this pattern for multiple bunnies, you know? Just making some small adjustments here and there if we want to change its shape or whatever. He's got kind of a weird lumpy back of his head, but that's fine. We love all our bunnies, even if they have lumpy heads. Okay, remind me when they are open. There we go. Yeah. Now, got this all wrapped up in 2 dimensions. There's a nice sturdy layer of tape on there. Now we need to get our old little Sharpie here. Start figuring out where we want to cut it. Now, first things first, you know you're going to be doing a center line. that's going to divide this in half. I think we're going to go with the right half, because you only need to use one half of the pattern, and then you mirror the other half. Unless you want an asymmetrical puppet, which is fine. More work. Not going to bother with this one. I'll keep the left... Oops. I'll keep the left half I cut off here if I want to develop it into a slightly different shaped pattern, but it's not that different to even really matter that much. So yeah. Now, when you've got a muzzle like this, you need to cut out around it. And you're gonna have to have an opening in it for the flap. You want to have a little bit of bulk to the bottom jaw there. Enough space for my thumb to fit in, at least. I think we might have our jaw flap continue back a ways here. Give it a bit more space to hinge. Come back to about here. Now, where are we going to want to take this on? You know, that's a little enough pre-planning here. Let's start with those cuts, and then we can see where we need to hit it to lay it out flat. A new razor blade. Alright. Chop, chop, chop. And nothing like cutting through a dozen layers of tape and aluminum foil to roll a blade covered with sticky crap and aluminum dust and wreck it with a quickness. Alright, there we go. This one piece. Took a layer of oil with it, but that's fine. Come up. This at the top. Let's try that. peel this one off too. See how it needs to be flattened out. Have to add some cuts in here, obviously, but forgot about the obvious problem. My hand needs to go up in here somewhere. So we're gonna have to take a big circle out of the bottom here. Scissors. Be a little easier. There we go. Alright. I think we are going to have to scale this up a little, because I'm not going to have enough like, room to get my hand up in there. Undersized, but that's fine. We can scale it up a little. Yep. More permeable, malleable, workable, feasible, usable. There we go. Now. Anybody there? Anybody out there? Anybody listening? Anybody watching? Anybody wanna see what I'm doing? Hopping through all this bunny stuff. I don't think anybody's out there. Time for some cradling. I'm sure that was strictly necessary. Just a sec. Fold. Okay, so we've got our pattern here. That's what we've been able to do is take our tape that we wrapped around our maquette and flatten it out into these shapes that we can transfer to our fabric and then cut into our, well, we're going to transfer to paper first. And we're going to scale them up a bit. Just a little bit, like 10-20% maybe, I'm thinking. But I'm a little concerned they're not quite big enough for me to get my hand in. So first I gotta take my medicine. Real quick here. Let's not spill razor blades everywhere, Willow. That would be Alright. That out of the way. I think I can still get some out of this. Sure looks like some stuck on the side there. Alrighty. Do 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 do. I don't know what scale they're using. I am not much in the way of the music theory of the brain. Nah, I used to know how to play piano proper when I was but a wee little lad, eh? And I forgot most of it, but I just picked it back up a little recently and trying to get into it, but I'm not really good enough to just hear something and know exactly, oh, where I need to stick my hands on the keys to noodle along with it. Like, I can, once I figure out a good scale, by goofing around for a second, I can then, riff on that playing. I got plenty of rhythm and, well, my fingering needs work. I'm always fat fingering wrong keys, but I got the rhythm. Man, my head is hurting. Ah, my brain. Why you hurt me so? Okay, I need pizza. Sure, we'll use the graph paper, why not? These razors are hosed after all that. Cut and tape and aluminum foil, there we go, that's heck. Wrap these up in duct tape. Chuck them. Use the old trash can. Sheets of wrap paper here.
Getting our grave paper.
Alright, now move all our selected materials over here. Have a surface to work on. It's all on one sheet. Yeah, no problem. Where's my scissors? Let's straighten this line up. It'd be a little easier to join our seams if they're straight, you know? Yeah. Poke the chat. It does matter in the algorithm, unfortunately. Marks on here. There's parts. And there it is. Those are going to meet up with themselves. So what's that? Marks on there, I think. Yes. That whole thing? Yeah. So that works. There. Registration marks. There. Get this out of a small piece of take our straight cut. There. We've got all our pieces traced. I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. All right. And here we go. Our pattern. Check it out. Now, I need to scale this up somehow. I don't have a working scanner. Try to take a picture. Oh man. Well, man. Let me see if I could pardon a second. Do 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 do. Oh man, I don't know how to. Oh, I don't have that set up to do anything right now. Never mind. We'll do it live. Oh, I'm getting a headache. I need more caffeine. Woo! Ah. Do-do-do. Obama phone. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Obama phone. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Obama phone. It's not turned on cause I got a new one. Chris bought it. And still has it. But it still works as a secondary handset. Oh man, it's not letting me. Anyways, I think I'm gonna bail, guys. This migraine is like rearing up into high gear. We made it to the 2 hour mark. I was gonna aim for 3, but you know, we got our pattern finished. I'll figure out how to scale this up off screen, and we'll take the next steps next time. Maybe later today if I can get my head to stop trying to cave in. All right, it's been fun. Thank you, anybody who might have theoretically watched this. I don't know if you exist. All right.